Every day miners face hazards. Some hazards they can see, some hazards they can't see. One hazard we can't see as miners is silica dust. Silica dust causes a deadly disease called silicosis. We need to recognize the hazard of silica dust and protect ourselves for the sake of our children, our grandchildren, and our future. So what does the term silicosis mean to you?
It's breathing of rock dust into the lungs that infects the lungs and never clears up.
To me, silicosis is it's a dust that comes from the rock.
It's like a real fine fiber that's in your body, your veins or whatever, you know, and for dust, real fine dust.
What does silicosis mean to me? It's, I guess, would be what you breathe and get into your lungs and block you from getting any air.
Lung disease.
Okay, silicosis is a dust, a coal dust that affects the lungs, and it makes it hard for a miner to breathe, to walk, and affects their total living eventually.
Silicosis is a disease that you get from dust that you breathe in your lungs.
Well, from what I understand, it's dust that you cannot see that is in the air, and I ain't sure.
When I think of the word silicosis, it reminds me of some of my old friends that were deep miners all their life that have a hard time breathing on oxygen, and I can see their faces, you know. Not a good word to me.
Well, to me, the term silicosis, on a personal level, means my grandfather was sitting in a chair, having difficulty breathing, couldn't walk to the kitchen table to have dinner, whistling when he breathed. Medically, what it means to me is a condition that people get after they've been exposed to silica dust, and that dust has gone into their lungs, and it stayed there long enough to cause a health effect. It can hurt them very quickly, or it can hurt them after a period of being very quiet, not having anything, and then really hurt them or kill them later. People who have a very high dose exposure, like someone doing sandblasting or would be in a place where the dose would be very high, might get a kind of silicosis that would actually fill their lungs with fluid and kill them in a matter of a very short period of time, less than years. There's an accelerated one that is a little less exposure that might kill you maybe 2 to 5 years. And then there's the kind that if you're a miner and you're associated with a smaller amount of silica dust, we don't see it, the kind that gets us, but a smaller amount, maybe we wouldn't feel any effect for 15 or 20 years, but after that we would start getting sick and we would just gradually go downhill.
Father-in-law had it, but he passed away, and his wife's grandfather had it, but he passed away too. Most people I know that had silicosis are no longer with us.